Hi, everyone, and welcome to Step Up Your Studio, the podcast that will provide you with the tools and blueprint for your continued success. And today in the hot seat is none other than Brandy Vickers from TutuTix. Now,
Hi.
Brandy, Brandy has been involved in the dance scene for over 4 decades. She started when she was two, so she's been in this a long time. She has a BA in communications and a master's degree in elementary education from the University of Alabama. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
And she's been on faculty at the Dance Teacher Web Conference and Expo, sharing her expertise. Brandy, welcome and thank you for carving out a little time.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited.
You look at, let's get right into it. We know that this is recital time. Everybody's feeling the pressure, they're feeling the anxiety, they're feeling it all coming on. So tips that can maybe help alleviate a little bit of stress. We know that TutuTix has solutions for tickets, but let's first talk about some of the other maybe pressure or pain points that studio owners may have, like costume distribution. I mean, you've seen it all, setting up rehearsals. What's like some of the maybe tips that you can give folks to kind of help streamline a little bit of that kind of that whole craziness that's going on during recital time?
Well, I would definitely say that one of the big things that we need to do is not procrastinate. That typically happens because you have so much on you as the studio owner and your staff, and you're just trying to teach class and do all the things you normally do. And then when you have to add on costumes, tickets, recital programs, the lineup, it just becomes overwhelming. So it's easy to kind of procrastinate and say, oh, I'll get to that next week when we're done with this competition or whatever it might be. So definitely procrastination tends to be a roadblock. And that's something that if we can get that out of the way and we can make ourselves a good to-do list and goals of when we're going to get things handled, then I feel like that really takes off stress and it gets things done.
No, I love that, and 100% right. Make lists. I mean, in this list too, you can't have that list just to yourself. You got to share it with your team,
Correct.
right? Lean
Definitely.
into folks that can help you. Because I love what you said. The studio owner thinks they need to do it all, and no, delegate, right? To
Definitely.
use that list to kind of delegate and kind of get things out and have everything planned. So you think something like a calendar, obviously, and have specific dates that you want to do stuff can really help with that.
Definitely. And I mean, I'm sure that some of the dance studio software systems probably have some feature that will help you. And I mean, even if you just have a notepad where you write it all down, right? I mean, I'm a notepad girl. I write everything down. So, but either way, no matter what you do, just having goals and setting deadlines for yourself is definitely the easiest way to make sure things get done on time and you're not pushed to the very end and you're rushing and you're not sleeping at night because you're thinking, I'm never going to get all this done, that sort of thing. So definitely.
No, I love that. And I think too, I one of the things that I've always advised studio owners too is kind of make a journal of what you're doing, right? Because
Mhm.
every year you don't want to have to reinvent the wheel if you can avoid it. And you have a wealth of information there as long as you can kind of journal what you're doing. And now, okay, and that journal is a living, breathing thing. The way we did it maybe 10 years ago is certainly not the same that we
Absolutely.
do it now. And let's talk a little bit for those that don't know Brandy. She is the sales manager for TutuTix, that knows it all, has been in dance. Tell everybody, did you have a studio?
So I was never a studio owner. I never got that brave. I was a teacher for quite a while. Of course, I've been on the dance parent side and I've been on the tutu tick side. So I feel like I've sort of seen this process from every angle. But no, I was never a studio owner.
But you've seen though how studio owners handle, as
Absolutely.
an example,
Yes.
tickets for recital. Some of the pros and cons of, okay, I'm a studio owner, I'm going to do ticket distribution myself. Why, what are some of the pitfalls of that?
Well, I would say that ticketing is actually more than just logistics, right? Like it's an extension of your studio's brand experience. So if you have a poor system, whether that's just doing it yourself, making people stand in line for hours, having to get in the studio, they're fighting over their spot in line. I mean, it can be a really bad experience and put a bad taste in your customers, mouth. And they don't want to do that. They'd rather go somewhere where it's easy peasy, can do it from their couch and their pajamas whenever they want to. So I would really say that ticketing definitely is an extension of your brand experience. So you really want to think about that when you're thinking, I really enjoy this old school way. And maybe that's comfortable for you because that's the way you've done it for a long time. And everybody likes to be in their comfort zone, right? Nobody wants to make changes because that seems scary. But at the end of the day, I can speak for TutuTix. We've been in this industry, in this exact place since 2010. So in the past 15 years, we have really perfected the online ticketing experience. And now we've added more things that you can sell, like merchandise, and you can offer to have donations. And there's a lot of things that go along with the service. So it is a change if you're used to doing it the old school way, but I can promise you your customers are going to enjoy the benefits of just having something online at their fingertips.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. I mean, who wants to stand in line
Yeah.
for anything? It's so true that, the customer experience, it's really all about quick and easy. And if you can do something, this, you can use your phone, you can go on your laptop. There's so many different ways that you can do it without actually leaving. So I think too, in this way, there's also an opportunity to sell more tickets, no? Because somebody can buy tickets and then it's easy for them to buy more, correct?
Yes, and actually, a lot of times if people get frustrated and they can't buy their tickets, whether it's because they can't be there on ticket day because they have a conflict or they just get sick of standing in line, you're going to lose revenue, you're going to have empty seats in your theater, and you're going to have that parent frustration. So all of those things definitely will go against how many tickets you're selling. So you want your system to, reflect professionalism. You want to build trust with your customers that when they go online to buy their tickets or when they buy their tickets, no matter which way, that they feel like it's going to be an easy process.
And I think too, one of the things that I really like about this is, okay, my child's taking dance, and I want to have maybe my cousin come and my
Mhm.
father, and this, I can send them this link, and they
Yes,
can go in and buy tickets. They don't have to call the studio or come into the studio. They
right.
just this makes it a lot easier. You can do a shotgun approach. Matter of fact, you can. One of the things I think that people should do is promote to their to their their families, hey, please share this link with anybody who you think might be interested in coming to the event. It can accelerate some ticket sales as well that way.
Yeah, and another good thing about it too is let's just say that mom or dad buys the tickets on their phone. They can actually share those tickets with others in their group and they don't have to actually physically be there to stand there and hand them a ticket, right? So
Okay.
that's kind of the good thing where you're already in your seats and you don't want to worry about having to go wait at the door for somebody that shows up late. You could just, text over their ticket to them. So that's also a nice thing with online ticketing.
Yeah, very, very nice. So what have you seen as far as shift in kind of the recital world, of not just tickets but kind of how they do shows, and maybe a way to kind of facilitate this is a way to facilitate anything else that you can share with your expertise that you've seen kind of evolve through the years with a recital, and how to kind of just facilitate things.
Well, I mean, let me understand your question. Like, as far as trying to put on the recital?
Yeah, as far as anything with putting it on,
Well,
or any tip or tool that people can use to streamline things.
yeah. Well, I mean, and I think it all relates back to the internet and to digital solutions that are out there now. I mean, we have so many platforms that are there to help you with classroom management that might help you to, get your lineups done easier. And like, of course, we have tickets. And then, all the costume companies now have, websites. So you can do things online that way. I mean, there's just everything is going digital. And I would say embracing that not fighting against it, but embracing, the digital world and allowing, I mean, because like at Dance Teacher Web, there's so many vendors there that offer so many new solutions that you didn't even know existed that can actually help streamline that recital process. So really just, embracing that and letting new ideas come into play.
Yeah, look at it's ever evolving. That's
Mhm.
100%. I'm sure in the 4 decades you've been in it, I know in the 38 years
Oh,
we've had the
yes.
studio, we certainly don't do things the way we did
That's
38
for
years
sure.
ago.
That is for sure.
Otherwise, we'd be dinosaurs walking
Yeah.
around. Let's circle back for a second to the ticket experience. So, do you recommend with theaters? I know the way we do it, but I'd like to get your expertise in this. Do you recommend more general seating or assigned seating, or what's
Yes.
your feeling on that?
Absolutely reserve seating, and I will tell you why. And I try to tell all of my studios that I work with, reserve seating has a lot of benefits, right? The first one is just the easy thing to know that you have your seat. You don't have to line up and go throw coats over seats and save, for all of your family that's attending. You already know we are on row A and seat one, and you can go ahead and let the family know. So when they get there, they go directly to their seat. They're not waiting. There's no stress. So that just is obvious for reserve seating. But what's also really great about reserve seating is that as the ticket buyer, you want to buy your tickets right when they go on sale because you want the best seats, right? So for the studio owner, that means getting their ticket proceeds right up front. They're not waiting until the day of the show to get people to buy tickets because everybody bought them the day they went on sale, or at least the people that really wanted the best seats, which is most of your families. So that is a big, huge help to the studios that need that money up front, that can't wait until after the event. Because a service like ours, and I'm sure there are others, but we do weekly payouts. So the tickets, I mean, so the studios actually get their payouts as the ticket sales go along. So that's really great for some
Love that.
studios that need to pay the videographer or the venue or whatever it might be.
Or to take a vacation. I love it. I love
Yes, yes,
that you Right.
whatever.
Or to pay to
Um,
come to Dance Teacher Web, whatever they need to. No, I love that you guys do that weekly like that. That's great
yes,
because I know some wait, as
yeah,
an example, a platform like Eventbrite,
mhm,
they'll do a cash out after the event. I
right.
think it's up to 10 days after the event. So
And that's
yeah, that
tough
makes
for some studios that need it really
yeah.
badly. So I will also say in reserve seating, it's all a reserve seat is worth 30% more than a general admission ticket. So that means a lot for the studio that you can actually increase your revenue because you're offering something that's worth 30% more than a general admission ticket. So if you ever choose to go and make that change from general admission to reserved, you can up your prices and not feel bad about it because you have a more valuable product. And when you use a service like ours, we do all the heavy lifting. So you're not worried about, oh, I got to have this big poster size seating chart and sit there and mark off seats the old school way. We do all of that work for you. So there's no reason not to go to a reserved seating setup if you have a venue that allows it.
No, I'm glad you said that, and folks, we did not discuss this, but we've been doing it that way at our studio forever of
Well, I
doing
was in a
reserved
studio that
seating.
did it that way. Yes. It's tough. It's tough.
We've always done reserve seating and not general seating, so I'm
Mhm.
glad we were doing it the right way because and what you said's 100% true. People are running in, putting coats all over the place, holding, and then people are getting anything that can potentially make our customers grumpy, right? We want to try to avoid that as much as possible.
Yes.
Standing in line for tickets makes them grumpy. Waiting and not getting, the seats they want. And I know, back 15 years ago, we had a line of people coming in and people calling. So people who were coming in were like, well, where's going to be my seat? And, we're taking both on phone orders online and
That's
people
crazy.
coming
Yeah.
in. Yeah, a lot of balls being juggled there. It made it definitely a challenge for people. So any way that you can get it, and I love the ticket is worth 30% more. Now with TutuTix, can they have, like, if I have certain seats, can I have some seats maybe be a little more expensive that have
Absolutely.
some kind of a VIP, so you can offer that?
Yeah, so we actually call that tiered pricing. And and I actually always suggest that to my studios as well, because I'm always trying to think of ways that the studio can increase their revenue in these easy little ways by doing little bitty things that you might not realize how big a difference they can make on your bottom line. But tiered pricing is easy for us. We just set it up according to your seating chart. You say, I want rows, whatever, to be this price. And then we can do a different price, and go from there. As many price levels as you want. So, and then I always say, that dynamic pricing is great too. And what that means is you're upping your price as your on sale dates go. So you want to say, well, the week before our event, we're going to up our price $10. And that creates an urgency for your patrons to get in there and buy tickets early. And then those that don't, they just have to pay more. And so those are really just easy ways to kind of increase that revenue for the studio.
I love that. So is that something happens automatic if I am a studio owner and I say, okay, a week before I want the ticket prices to go up $10, you'll just build that in and that automatically happens.
Absolutely.
So like Brandy said, you guys are doing all the heavy lifting. So I've never done this before, and I'm in a theater. I send you guys the seating chart. I'll allocate the ticket price for each section or each seat, whatever, and then just sit back. You guys send a link, and how does that work? Explain to folks how that works that have never done it.
Yeah. So, I have some studios that like to call me. We like to talk about it over the phone. I help them set it up. Other studios like to go into their dashboard, completely enter all their information. There's a place where they'll see their link, and they also have a QR code poster that they can print out and post in the studio, in the lobby of the venue, wherever. And then we have a wonderful client services team that actually does all the building of the event on the backside. And they stay in touch with the studio and let them know when it's ready for them to preview. So they can go in and make sure everything is correct before they go on sale. So it's a very simple process. Mainly the studio just gives us that information, and then we take it from there.
Terrific. Folks, there's no reason not to use TutuTix. I mean, why wouldn't you use it? You get to talk to Brandy too if
That's
you
right.
call, as long as you talk about Alabama football. Don't be an Auburn football fan now if you call
Well,
her
yeah. I
because
have
it
a
might.
son at Auburn these days, so I have
Oh,
to,
you do?
I have
Oh
to be
my
nice.
God, War
Yes.
Eagles, baby. Here we
Oh,
go.
don't say that. Don't say that. We don't go that far.
It's always got to be. Hey, roll tide. Look
Roll
at
Tide.
when that's built into your DNA.
That's right.
There's no way to ever change that. That's for
Correct.
sure.
Yes.
100%.
Yes.
So if folks want to get, we're a little late in the season, but who the heck knows? People still may be thinking, hey, you know what? I'd like to maybe use
Oh,
TutuTix, even if they don't
absolutely.
use it for this year, potentially next year. Tell everybody the URL, even though I know it. I'd like for you to say it.
Well, I will say this really quick. We are not just a one time of the year service. You can use us for galas, mother daughter events, any kind of event you have, or you need registrations for things, or you just want to have a merch page where all you're doing is selling merchandise. You can use us all year round. So there's no reason to wait until next spring to use this if you want to give us a try. We're here, and we have 4 amazing regional directors, including myself, and we are here to give you all sorts of ideas about things you can use us for. But our URL is tututix.com. Very, very hard URL. And of
And
course, you
Tix
can
is
find us on
TIX,
Facebook and Instagram too.
TUTIX, not so just so folks
Yes.
know that Tix.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's tututix, TIX.
Yes. So that's interesting about that you sell merch as well. So we didn't really talk about that. Let's talk about that for a second. So with the merch, so I have my studio tickets on sale. I
Mhm.
have flowers I want to sell. I have t-shirts I want to sell. I have programs. Can I do program ads through it
Absolutely. You
as
can do
well? So we
anything
have
you want. Yep.
so program ads, all of this can be built into the interface, and when folks get this link, they'll see all of these different options that they can purchase.
So we make it really easy when people go online and they're buying their tickets. They'll also see a pop up that says, don't forget to order your flowers or your t shirts. And you still use your own vendors. What we're doing is collecting all those pre orders for you, which cuts down on your paperwork. And then it also helps the patron to, number one, not to have to go to a bunch of different websites to get all their memorabilia. 2, it reminds them that they need to get the memorabilia. And
Mm.
number 3, it's a one-stop shop. So they're doing one transaction, and you as a studio owner are collecting all the data on the back end. You're getting what they want to order, who's getting it, and then of course the proceeds, so you can place your orders with your vendors. So it really just cuts down on a lot of work for everybody.
Yeah, and like Brandy said, this is not just for your recital. This can be if you do a gala. This
Yep.
could be if you do a nutcracker. This can be for
Anything.
any performance. Now, you also said about merch. So, in the fall or in the summer, if I want to do a sale and I'm selling T-shirts or sweatshirts or tracksuits, that I can use this as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, we'll just set up a merch page. You can call it whatever you want, and you'll have your same link that you just, put out there, and people go to that link. And I mean, I have a lot of studios that like to do like a sort of a merch clearance sale during the summer. And so everything that they've got kind of a backlog of, we'll list all those items with what's available, and then people can go online and purchase those. So,
And then the studio owner collects the proceeds, they
yep,
do the fulfillment,
yep,
and you guys are just basically helping them sell
yep.
the product and collect and making it an easy way for folks to pay.
Yes. And then
Love
it's
it.
easy for you too, because if you're using us for other things like your tickets and that sort of stuff, you're used to our, basically us collecting the proceeds and putting them directly into your bank account. So it's just an easy process where you're just kind of working with one vendor instead of a whole bunch of different ones. So,
Yeah. No, I love it. Absolutely love it. So folks, there you heard it firsthand. Don't procrastinate now, because if we're already kind of getting late. So no procrastination, get it right. Make yourself a list, whether it be a daily planner that's paper, or you could have it on your phone, right? I
yep.
I my Google calendar, I love that thing because it gives me alerts and everything else. And lean into your team and use a company like TutuTix that can help you facilitate this and help, and make life easier. And I learned something new today. I didn't really think of you guys as kind of helping to sell merch, but I love that in the summer, you want to maybe, you know, bring in some extra revenue. Why not do it? So how does it work as far as people? Do you take a percentage of the sale? Do people pay something up front? How does it work?
So it's just like selling a ticket. It's $1.05 on top of whatever the price is. So let's just say it's a $10 item, that the fee is $1.50, and that just goes on top of the item, to the patron. However, if you want to roll it all up into one price where the patron doesn't see the fee, we can do that as well. So we
Okay.
try to make it, I mean, it's a very small fee, and it makes it so much easier for everybody, the studio and the patron.
Yeah, no, I love that. All right, folks, TutuTix, TutuTix. Go check them out. Get involved with what they're doing. You heard it. It's going to streamline what you're doing. You get to talk with some great folks like Brandy, who we've known for a long time, is a five-star individual. But everybody over there will take good care of you,
For sure.
and they'll make sure that your show is running smooth. Brandy, we know this is a very busy time for you, so do appreciate you carving out some time
Yeah,
for us.
absolutely.
And
I've enjoyed it.
for those of you that are coming to the conference this summer, Brandy will be presenting a terrific seminar again. Lots of great tools and ideas that she's going to talk with you about. So if you're coming to the event, go check her out,
Please
uh,
come see me.
and and go and see TutuTix. We're thrilled to have them always be a part of the conference. Anything you'd like to say to the folks about the conference, and why that experience also is so important, that continuing education? I love what you said earlier, being able to network and connect with all kinds of different businesses that can help streamline and facilitate what they do.
Yeah, Dance Teacher Web every year is just, the conference is, it's really life changing, I think, for a lot of studios, because your eyes are open to so many like different vendors, to amazing faculty, just an experience for you. Also, if you're bringing some of your staff, for y'all to sort of bond, get to know each other even better, and really just experience this whole industry. And there's so many amazing people that you'll get to meet just at some of the events that you guys host and that sort of thing. So I definitely recommend it. I've been going for almost 10 years now. I think my first one was in 2015. So here we go, 10 years.
Yeah.
And I look forward to it every year. So definitely join us.
Well, thanks so much, Brandy. Appreciate that. And folks, go check out TutuTix. And when you come this summer, go see Brandy and say, I heard that podcast. And
Yes,
those
yes.
tips and tools helped. All right, Brandy, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
All right, take care.
All right, roll tide.
There we go.